everyone. I'm Rory Atwood, and this is Studio 3A, a place for people who like to ask hard questions. I'm joined, as always, by Anna Bunty-Hagler.
You just do such a good job of that.
It's mostly the same sentence every time.
I know, but every time
hard.
I start it, I mess it up. So I'm just really impressed. Thank you. I am Anna Bunty-Hagler.
Today we're talking about veterans, because yesterday was Veterans Day.
Yes.
And I think I'm excited for the conversation because in Christianity, particularly on the more moderate or progressive side, we're very like, war is bad.
Yes.
Not a controversial opinion, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't
I don't really know people who are pro-war.
There are many of them.
Well, I know, but like in my circle of people.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. But then how do you respond to veterans and honor veterans?
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting discussion. So we'll have that.
I think it's an important
discussion. Before that, do we have any feedback from last week? We talked about the election.
I didn't get any. I posted it 8 times.
Great.
Got
Sounds
no
good.
comments. So if you hated it, let us know that too.
Don't go back and watch it. We're moving on. I have great news for you.
What is that?
I know you don't love talking about politics because
I don't.
The term, I think the correct term is cross-pressured. You're a cross-pressured voter. You have some things that you like about conservatives, some things that you don't like about conservatives.
Yeah,
Their
one time
winds are blowing against each other.
in college, I just never understood why we can't take turns having presidents.
Sure, that's basically what we are.
Nobody understand. Like everybody was like, "That's not how it works," and I was like, "But wouldn't
what if
everybody be happy if we just
you get yours?
You get it dinner?
Yours.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then like they're only serving 4 years, so they're not doing anything spectacular. Like I think I've solved the problem.
You've gotten your dream. The good news is that I now am also no longer interested in talking about politics, so we're on the same page. Not a topic of discussion.
Like zero.
Yeah. Let's talk about veterans. I've
waited weeks for this.
Weeks.
Not weeks. I mean, I guess weeks. So Love is Blind. I've waited weeks to mention Love is Blind.
You've got to do a better segue from veterans into Love is Blind than that. Let's talk about veterans in the most millennial, gay, and female way possible. Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Okay, anyway, I've been excited about this for weeks since we decided we were going to talk about Veterans Day. Because when I watched this episode of Love is Blind, I was like, oh my God, this is like a classic. I think it's a classic example of like left conversation in one clip. Right? So we're gonna watch, because Roy, you don't watch Love is Blind.
I don't. So what happened? Can you set me up like just a general background, and then we'll watch.
Do you need to know like the show premise?
No, I understand that. But like there are 2 people in the clip.
So there are 2 people. So we're watching a conversation between Marissa and Ramses, and Marissa in the pods told Ramses that she was a veteran. So they are now outside of the pods. They are conversing, and she's asking about, what if she were to go into the reserves? What if she were to go serve again? So that's the setup for this conversation.
But they sign up for it.
We do sign up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so nuanced. It's a job to some people. They sacrifice like a lot.
Again, but they're signing up for this, baby.
No, I know.
It's, you talk about sacrifice.
You have
they're
no
signing.
control. Like you have no control over what you do. They can tell me to run into a building and kill people,
but you're signing up for it. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying you have to run into this building and kill these. Like it's They're
not. But I will tell you, I didn't understand the gravity of that. I didn't sign up to go kill people, even though I technically did join the military.
It's the military, babe.
Yeah, I know.
Like the guns and all of that's not there for no reason.
No, I know, but like
weapons and like the whole.
Call me naive then. I don't know. I just like when I was finally put in a position where I was like, I push the button and a missile gets launched off the ship, because that was like one of my positions. I took with that and said, like, if y'all tell me to push the button, I don't think I can push the button to shoot an airplane down. But I will tell you, I didn't understand the gravity of that. A lot of kids sign up at the age of like 18 and like, you know, they see atrocious things. These service members go over there and they're kids.
So when you first told me about the conversation, I was very much on Marissa's side.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Ramses was being kind of rude to
yes.
the idea of
her going back to serve
that you
or
just
being in the
that
reserve.
everyone in the military is bad and wrong.
Yes.
And that you can join the military for honest reasons and good reasons, and the military is good for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the people, I think an important point is the people on the ground are not responsible for the decisions that are being made 10 levels above them.
Yes.
And so
Well,
you can disagree with the overall decisions to do this, this, and this.
Right.
And not take it out on the people who are asked to carry out those decisions.
Yeah.
But then when we watch it, I feel like
Are you
Marissa
on his
did
side
a
now?
terrible defense of the whole system, because she's like, well, I didn't think about that I might kill people. And it's like, honey,
Yeah.
what were you signing up for?
Yeah. Well, it's like one of the most uncomfortable conversations to watch. I think what's hard is like she told him in the pods, and now he's like coming at her for like serving.
That's why I was on her side at first.
I'm still on her side.
I feel like she needs a better idea.
I do too, but I don't think if you and I talk about talking to people who believe differently than us all the time.
Yes, that's our sort of our theme this season.
It is our theme of the season. But if you are like staunchly against like the military as a whole and like people serving, I don't think you should marry
Correct.
a veteran.
Correct. I also don't think that's a fair opinion, because everyone's against
You don't think what's a fair opinion?
being against the military as a whole.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so we don't have a military, and then someone invades,
Right.
and then you're like, oh, well, I would like someone to stop that from happening. Like, it's only,
it's
to
kind
me,
of
it's
like
like an elitist opinion.
I was about to say it's an idealist.
Yes,
like,
because it's,
well, there should be no war ever, so there shouldn't be
I
military.
agree, and I agree that we shouldn't be starting wars.
I agree.
But,
yes.
but
That is the hope,
yes,
you know?
but when you're being invaded, like, I don't fault anyone in Ukraine for fighting in the military for Ukraine to
Right.
defend their homeland against an invasion.
I wish we could call Ramses and like ask him his opinion on
Let's
that.
call him right now. I have him on the line. No, we don't have that kind of sway.
Anyway, that's a really interesting topic.
Right? Do you
Just the whole thing.
like? Do you have people in your family who serve in the military?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that.
Oh, you're going to talk
Well,
about it later.
Yeah, but I mean, I think growing up, we didn't. I don't have a single veteran in my
Interesting.
native family.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm
My-
married into one.
My grandfather was in the Air Force, but he never saw active combat.
Yeah.
So
I just think that changes a lot of your opinions too along the way.
it's also very formative. I think you might be a little young, but like growing up in the 9/11 era
Yeah.
of like the military is awesome 100%.
Yeah.
They can do no wrong, and then
Yeah.
kind of a flash. Word am I thinking of? Lashback
Say more.
against that of, oh no, actually the military has done a lot of wrong things.
Oh, yeah. I was doing research for this, and it showed like how many, like it's kind of a large number of like Congress who's never had to deal with like war.
Oh yeah.
Now, like we're a people that like most of us haven't experienced war. Like,
Because for a long time, a number of people in Congress were veterans.
Yes.
Out of World War II or Korea or Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then because I think a lot of the veterans from the Iraq War are not college educated.
yeah,
And almost I think everyone in Congress, I don't know of anyone who doesn't have a college degree in Congress.
Right.
So you have that
yeah. I just think
Disconnect.
it shows you where the culture has gone.
Yeah.
In the last
Yeah.
10 years for sure. Okay, let's break this up for a minute. At some point I've got to stop choosing, but I chose the video of the week this week.
Mm-hmm.
And admittedly, it was very hard because TikTok was not a good place to be last week. But I found this gal in her nail tech, and they do these videos every single time she gets her nails done.
She talking it, she ain't trying it. He keep calling me crying, bitch. Dance how you killed this. I understood the assignment. I understood the assignment. I understood the assignment.
Incredible.
I literally could never ask a nail tech to do that.
How would you start that conversation? And he's like, I'm done. Let's do it.
He's like, wait, this song? That's my jam.
I love it.
All right. Well, as I said, I've never really had the experience of loving a veteran before. Growing up, my favorite story about my granddaddy was his luck for not getting drafted. Apparently, as lots of his friends were getting drafted to go to Vietnam, my granddaddy never got the call. He always thought it was weird, considering his friends were getting calls and he wasn't, and it was supposed to be by birth date. He waited and still never got the call. Later, my granddaddy found out that his paperwork had slipped below the file folders in the filing cabinet, and it was literally luck that he wasn't drafted. I relished this story growing up. It's like I exist because of the luck of the draft. I always thought that our family was so lucky because the war didn't touch us through our relatives serving. But what I didn't realize until I married my husband, Kyler, is how little I ever thought about veterans until I met his own grandfather, Cowpaw. Cowpaw served in Vietnam, and the first time I met him, he had pictures of his life to show me. Cowpaw's definitely a bit nostalgic, but going through those pictures reminded me that I just didn't have any experience loving a veteran. I've never had to wonder if my loved one would be deployed. I've never wondered if they would come home. I've never wondered what they would have to live the rest of their lives affected by what they had seen and done. And that's where I think a lot of us have privilege. It's easy to say we're anti-war. And really, I hope that most of us are. I don't know a single person, as I said, in my friend group that wants war to happen. But when I watched the season of Love is Blind with the conversation between Marissa and Ramses, my heart dropped. He was chastising her for serving her country, for risking her own life to protect the lives of others. And there was nowhere in that conversation that Marissa said that she wanted to go to war or participate in harming others just for harming's sake. In 2023, there were a reported 18 million veterans in the U.S. This Veterans Day, I want us to keep the veterans at the forefront of our minds. When we talk about the selfless love of Christ, veterans represent that love tangibly for us. I think that you can have really staunch opinions about war, but I think you have to have some grace and gratitude for the folks who have served in those wars on your behalf. Sharon at Sharon Says So on Instagram is the daughter of a disabled veteran who died of his war-related injuries, and she posted this today. Veterans understand what it means to care about the greater good and to put that above their own comfort and personal desires. Veterans know what it means to show up in the hour of need. They know how to offer more than platitudes when tragedy strikes. Veterans can teach us so much about our shared humanity. And to honor them this week, I hope that you'll reach out to a veteran you know to thank them and or donate to an organization like the Wounded Warrior Project, Disabled American Veterans, Texas Veterans Commission, or even the VA.gov. Just like veterans know that running our mouth does little and moving our hands and feet gets the job done, let's move into action this week, friends.
That was great. I think one of the things that makes it hard for us is that we haven't had, like, all of the recent veterans are wars that the United States chose to go into.
Yeah.
And so there's this idea of meddling, and I think you see it on the left and the right. You know, Donald Trump is more anti-war than most Republican candidates, and a lot of people on the left are like, we shouldn't be getting involved in things.
Right.
So it's hard to be like, it would be easy to be pro-veteran if our country got invaded.
Well,
and
we also haven't had a draft in how long, right?
So it's like if Canada
like
invaded,
we're not like waiting for men that we know, men and women that we know to get called.
Yeah, if Canada invaded and we were like, we all need to stop the stupid Canadians, we need to fight them off, then we'd all be like, yeah, veterans are the greatest.
Right.
So it puts us in an awkward position. But when I see, like, when you look at like the PTSD statistics and the suicide statistics of people who have been in active combat, how can you not be sympathetic to what they went through? And even more so sympathetic if the war in general was a war that maybe we should not have gotten involved in. Like, you should be more compassionate to the people who volunteered to go through that on our behalf.
Well, so I texted Cowpaw today and I said, Happy Veterans Day. It means the world that you loved your country so much you served for us. And he said, thanks for that. It was a long time ago. And I said,
yeah, I'm done with that.
I said it was a while ago, but it still matters. And he said lots of Americans have no idea about what goes on. And I said, I think that's exactly right. Like, I think we're so distanced, which is kind of nice. Like, I don't really want to go through what people were living through while there were so many wars.
Correct.
But I just don't think we have the appreciation for folks that we should.
No. And yeah, it's the percentage of people who are active military goes down pretty regularly just because thankfully we don't need as many people in the military. Like,
and our hope is that we don't.
I would be so bad.
In the military?
Yes. At all of the things that would be required.
I think I'd be really bad at the discipline part. I would like make my bed every day and they'd be like, she's a star. And then I'd like have to go for a run and I would not run.
You think making the bed is one of the primary things that veterans do?
Probably not.
We might need to maybe listen.
Maybe we should
learn and listen some more about what's involved in being a veteran.
I just can't think about doing anything else. Like, I don't want to be on a ship out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't want to be in a plane all the time. Like, there are no options for me other than making the bed. So that's where I live.
Isn't there an Olivia Rodrigo line? You always making the bed, something like that.
I don't know. I don't listen. Okay, and that's where it stops being fun. So I hope that you will reach out.
Hold on. According to Anna, that entire discussion about veterans was fun. Until we got to a quote about an Olivia Rodrigo song that she didn't know, and it stopped being fun. Just gonna sit with that. Stew with that, will you?
Any other points you want to make before I
No, I
wrap
just
up?
wanted to make you look bad.
That's the theme of this season, actually.
Yes. Anna is a terrible human being.
She's learning a lot.
She needs to learn so much.
Okay, friends. Please do reach out to a veteran you know and love and consider donating to an organization that benefits them.
And comment about, do you have veterans in your family?
Yeah.
What relation do you have to the military?
If you follow us on Instagram, tag us in a picture of them. We'd love to see it. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Not the salute.
I do that all the time. That's how I say bye to people. I just do a salute. Is it respectful? Is it not respectful?
Veterans Day and you just saluted.
That's how, like, when I leave the office, the people, whoever's sitting at the front desk, give them a little salute. Oh. If you're a veteran, let us know if that's disrespectful. I need to listen and learn.